Khloé Kardashian has always been known for her candidness about her personal life, especially when it comes to her complicated relationship with Tristan Thompson. In a recent episode of her podcast titled Khloé in Wonderland, she opened up about a particularly awkward and unexpected moment that led to her physically reacting to her on-again, off-again boyfriend. This wasn't about any of the well-publicized issues like infidelity that have plagued their relationship in the past. Instead, it was something that might seem sweet on the surface but ended up being incredibly embarrassing for her. A romantic gesture involving a private serenade by the singer Giveon. The story unfolded on what Khloé described as just an ordinary day. She wasn't anticipating anything special, which made the surprise all the more jarring. Tristan had arranged for Giveon to perform for her, turning a casual moment into what he probably hoped would be a heartfelt and memorable experience. However, for Khloé it was anything but. At the time, Giveon wasn't the massive star he has become today. He was still building his career, but that didn't make the situation any less uncomfortable for her. She recalled feeling a surge of irritation towards Tristan for putting her in such a position without any warning. As Giveon began singing, pouring his emotions into the performance, Khloé's discomfort grew. Tristan attempted to get close to her, perhaps to share in the romantic atmosphere he had created, but she wasn't having it. In her recounting, she admitted to slapping him away, not out of anger over betrayal, but simply because the whole setup felt mortifying. Imagine being caught off guard by a live musical performance in your own space, with someone belting out soulful tunes while your partner expects you to melt into the moment. For Khloé, it was overwhelming and her reaction was instinctive. She pushed back physically to create some distance. Poor Giveon, caught in the middle, continued to sing through the awkwardness. He was committed to delivering the performance, oblivious or perhaps politely ignoring the tension between the couple. Khloé described how she kept slapping Tristan's attempts to sit next to her, all while the music played on. It painted a vivid picture of a romantic gesture gone awry, where good intentions clashed with personal boundaries and unexpected emotions. She felt trapped in the scenario, unable to escape the spotlight that Tristan had unwittingly shone on her. To make matters worse, Khloé decided she needed an out. She excused herself and went inside to fetch her daughter, True, using it as an excuse to step away from the situation. At that point, she was so annoyed that she couldn't bear to stay in the same space as Tristan. The gesture, meant to be affectionate and thoughtful, instead highlighted the unpredictable nature of their dynamic. It's moments like these that reveal how even well-meaning actions can backfire in relationships that have seen their share of ups and downs. Khloé made it clear that this incident happened years ago, long before their family expanded. Their son Tatum wasn't even born yet, and it was just her and True at the time. This timeline adds a layer of reflection to the story. She's looking back on it now with a mix of humor and exasperation, able to laugh about it on her podcast. It shows how relationships evolve, and what once felt intensely irritating can become an anecdote to share with listeners. Expanding on this, one can see how such surprises reflect broader themes in romantic partnerships. People often plan grand gestures thinking they'll strengthen bonds, but without considering the recipient's mood or preferences, they can lead to the opposite effect. In Khloé's case, the serenade felt intrusive rather than endearing. It's a reminder that communication is key. Had Tristan gauged her interest or given a hint, perhaps the outcome would have been different. Instead, it became a story of mismatched expectations. Tristan Thompson, as a professional athlete, is no stranger to high-pressure situations, but personal relationships demand a different kind of finesse. His choice of Giveon, known for his emotional R&B tracks, suggests he was aiming for something deep and meaningful. Songs like those could evoke vulnerability, but for Khloé, it triggered annoyance. She described hating him in that moment, not literally but in the heat of frustration. This hyperbole underscores how intense emotions can flare up unexpectedly. Giveon's role in this is almost comedic in retrospect. As an up-and-coming artist back then, he was likely thrilled for the opportunity, but ending up as the backdrop to a couple's squabble must have been surreal. Khloé's sympathy for him, poor Giveon is still singing, humanizes the scene, showing her awareness of how awkward it was for everyone involved. Stepping back, this episode ties into the larger narrative of Khloé and Tristan's relationship. They've navigated public scandals, breakups, and reconciliations, all under the scrutiny of fans and media. Yet this slap wasn't about those heavier issues. It was a light-hearted mishap in comparison. It humanizes them, showing that even celebrities deal with everyday relational quirks. Khloé's podcast serves as a platform for these revelations, allowing her to connect with audiences on a personal level. By sharing such stories, she demystifies fame and relationships, proving that no one is immune to awkward moments. Listeners might relate, recalling their own experiences with unwanted surprises from partners. In elaborating on her feelings, Khloé emphasized the mortification. Being serenaded unexpectedly can feel like being put on stage without a script. For someone like her, who's often in the public eye, private moments are precious, and this intrusion disrupted that sanctity. The involvement of her daughter True adds another dimension. Using her as an escape hatch shows how parenting intersects with romantic life. Khloé prioritized removing herself from the discomfort, perhaps to shield True from any tension or simply to regain composure. Reflecting further, romantic gestures like this are cultural staples. Think proposals with flash mobs or surprise concerts. But they don't always land well. What one person sees as romantic, another might view as overwhelming. This incident illustrates the importance of knowing your partner's love language. Tristan's act might align with grand displays, while Khloé prefers subtler affections. As their relationship has progressed with the addition of Tatum, one wonders if such gestures have been toned down. Khloé's storytelling suggests growth. She's able to recount it without lingering resentment. This slap, though minor, symbolizes the push and pull in their bond. It's not violence but a reflexive response to boundary crossing. In healthy relationships, such moments lead to discussions and better understanding. Khloé's annoyance stemmed from the lack of expectation. Surprises can delight, but when they miss the mark, they frustrate. Tristan's intention was pure, but execution faltered. Giveon's evolution as an artist parallels this story's timing. Now a household name, his early gig for the couple adds a nostalgic touch.